Hello. Now we'll mainly talk about the function. Okay, so like using threads. Now this function would be dedicatedly used for returning the value from the thread. In earlier programs, what we saw was like for thread join, pthread underscore join, we haven't returned any value. So right now from thread we'll return value and then we'll work out with the program. So let us try writing the code. So I will take thread return.c hash include stdio.h hash include lib.h hash include pthread.h. Then we'll write some one function here which would be responsible for computing the square and which will return the value. Okay, so I'm just defining it right now. We will write the function body later. Void star square compute square. Okay, and we'll pass on void arc. Yeah. We'll write function definition here later. Let us first write from the main. So integer main. We'll write pthread underscore t. Here we'll declare a variable to hold the thread ID. So we'll write integer num. Okay. Then now as we have to return the value from the thread, correct? So we'll create one variable which will hold the return value. So I'm declaring one pointer integer pointer. So thread return value. Return value. Fine. Now we'll create the thread and like as usual we will throw the error if thread doesn't get created. So if pthread underscore create thread, okay, then we have to write, we don't want to pass any attributes, so the function name, so compute square compute square. Now we have to pass on the number, so ampersand say num. Here we have to write few things. Okay, we'll work out with this. Now here we will scan the number, printf, enter the number, colon double quotes, scanf %d ampersand num. And as an argument perspective, we are passing it as this pthread create if this is not equal to 0. Okay, then as usual we will return the error, pthread create failed, and then exit 1. Now like suppose pthread create works, then we have to join. Now even we will check with this pthread join and we want the result to be returned. That's the reason. So we will write pthread underscore join, then we will pass the value thread. Correct. Now we have earlier programs we wrote here null. Now we'll write here like this, and the variable that we took, thread return value, thread return val, fine. Which is we want to check it whether if it is not 0, then we'll throw an error again. So I will copy and paste this. So pthread join failed, correct. And then like once it is done, we'll print from the main program the square. Okay, the thread has computed the square to be %d /n double quotes, and then we have to print the value. So our variable is thread return val, right? The variable that we created. Fine. And then like as we are sharing this allocated memory as an pointer perspective, because we would be using it using malloc in the function, because we want to allocate memory which would be shared between two threads, like original program and the thread created. That's why we have to free that shared memory for the variable, okay, which we created. So the variable where we stored the result, so that would be thread return value. So we'll copy it, Control K, return value. Okay, we will free this and then ultimately return 0. Now this is how our main function would be. Now we have to write this definition for computing the square via the code. So first of all, we have to take the number which is passed there, is equal to star int star. Okay, as it is an argument. Okay, so arg, we are converting that one here. Then integer star compute result. Okay, now we will malloc here the memory, so as per the size of int, because we want to store the result there. And so let us say we use this result. Now if result is equal to null, then we will say like, now here I should have written compute underscore result is equal to null, then that means our malloc failed. So p error malloc failed, and with the p error, and then again we have to exit from the p thread. So that's why we will use here, because if malloc is not done, that means the thread should terminate. So we will use one function here which is thread exit. Now like suppose the memory is allocated properly, now we have to compute the result. So compute result is equal to, now like number multiplied by number. Now just for the sake of to see the output of the threads, I'm just adding here %d with like for some this thing, so that it should wait for our input, and subsequently we should be able to see the thread in memory. Now we have to return the result. Earlier we used to always write here return null because we are returning an integer. Now here we will write that result, right? Compute result, and then done. So let us save this. Let us compile. So if there are errors, we will try to remove them. Thread underscore return.c. Okay. So I think I wrote a number there. So for line number 15. So here it should be number. And then we'll try to see like the error for compute square. So compute square, and here we wrote COMPUTESQUARE. COMPUTE capital. Okay, so this S should be capital. And now let us try to execute this. So I will write here ps-cjh to show us the threads. So let us execute this. Now it is expecting number. Say I give 6. Now it is waiting for something. So let us see ps-cjh. So the a dot out is 15729. So ps-p 15729. 729. So you can see now two threads, like a thread is running and parent has created this thread. This is PID given as SPID, and this is the thread ID. That was added. So if I give some another thing as well, okay. Let us try to solve this. So we'll try to see like have we made any mistake here. So void argument. This is arg integer star result malloc. It's okay. So compute result is equal to null. Then star compute result. Then we are just taking this scanf. So we'll put for a while this. We are returning. Let us check with pthread integer number. We are passing this number there. And so here thread join. Okay, it is void double star ampersand return value with an ampersand thread return value. Okay, so got it. So like I forgot to write their pointer, okay, which is star here. We should have written here because while we call the function, we have to write that other function pointer. So now when I run this code again, say 7, it displays 49. Say 8, displays 64. If I add that scanf, which was added earlier, which I commented. So if I take this, see. Okay, so 4, and if I go here, so a dot out is 15853 835 15835. So you can see three things. So okay, it might be because I haven't written there with the scanner. Yeah, here I haven't written this gcc dot slash a dot out 5. Okay, this was for scanner, just to like say 8. Now we want to compute square for this, and this another scanner was added only for the sake of showing the output. Okay, on the ps command. If I write here 12, fine, I press enter. Now if I check ps-jh, now 15869. You can see two things added, correct? And this is just a program to show to you.